And we're back. Another listener mail. I've been getting a lot of these lately. Thank you guys for reaching out. This one is entitled Business Brokerage Career Advice. I will call you Bobby number two. I'm not original with the fake names here, but I like to keep everything confidential. So Bobby number two says, I watch a lot of your videos on YouTube. I'm reaching out because I'd love to get your insights from your perspective. Do you think business brokerage is a smart career path to pursue right out of college? And do you have any advice someone who's young and looking to break into the industry and build credibility early on? So Bobby number two, yes, I do have advice. It's true. It's going to be harder to be a younger business broker. I think the first person I think about is Dustin Zaire, board member of the Carolina, Virginia Business Brokers Association, all around good guy. Started like right out of college, and he's been doing it for 25 years. And all I can say is it's got to be hard when you are a young buck and you're telling old people, I'm going to sell your business. And I would advise you to go on ibba.com and find a mentor and go to the Becoming a Business Broker page of IBBA and watch the video that we did about mentorship and browse the brokers based on their certifications to find someone near you and say, look, I'm hungry. I want to learn this game. I'm going to trade my time for knowledge and hopefully some money. That's how I would approach this. Personally, what I did is I grew this beard. I did not have gray hair when I started. So I grew this beard. Now I have the gray hair, and I felt like sage wisdom. I felt like I was compensating for being a younger broker. I am 47, and I started in my 30s. And the average business broker age is probably 50 something. But there are younger and younger people in business brokerage. So really, it's going to be a confidence game, and that's something that takes time to develop. Bobby number two, I asked you for more questions, and here's some of the ones that you got. How do I build credibility as a young business broker? Here's the reality. People want to hear that you've done deals. They want to hear that you've had that experience. If you get into someone else's office and you start to hear their deals, and maybe you're involved with them and you speak about them, business owners are listening for, do you have experience in this sector? If it's a restaurant owner, they want to hear you talk the lingo. If it's a manufacturing, they want to hear you talk about COGS and work in progress. That's what's going to build credibility, is talking their language. And it wouldn't hurt to pursue the education and get the cert. The certifications aren't going to go as far as the experience, but it's something that you can achieve early. Bobby number two also asked, what are some mistakes that young brokers make early on that I should avoid? The number one mistake I always coach to new business brokers is you got to have the balance sheet. And what I mean by this is it's hard to make money as a new business broker. In general, most business brokers don't make a lot of money in their first year if they're just starting out as an associate, or they just open a new office or something. It's very common. If you don't have a book of business, if you're not jumping into something that's already going, it's hard to make money. So the biggest mistake is quitting your job, needing the money, and then getting into something that's not making you money. People get burnt out. They got to make money, and then they go and they start to do Uber, or they just get distracted with money-making activities where the money comes earlier, and you end up just having a toe in the water where you got to go all in. So if you don't have the money to go a full year without making money, and maybe even invest in marketing, you might want to wait till you have a stronger balance sheet before becoming a business broker. That's the tough part of this business. How do you start feeling confident as a business broker? You get deals done. It's amazing how the first deal that you do, you will be talking about within minutes with your next client. Oh yeah, that last time I did a deal like this, it was my first deal, by the way. That's what happens is you speak the language, you tell the story of success, and it just confidence comes as you talk it. You've got to become a business broker. You say, I am a business broker today. You do everything that goes with being a business broker. As soon as you start doing other things, are you still a business broker? People are going to pick up on that. What types of small businesses make the best first deals for a new broker? I would say the Main Street stuff, the restaurants, the laundromats, the stuff that's just smaller and simpler. When you get into the bigger deals, it's just more complicated with accounts receivable, accounts payable, figuring out work in progress. The reason why like 30% of all small businesses sold to restaurants is because they're simple businesses, and you don't need a lot of credentials. There's more buyers to buy a restaurant than there are an engineering firm or something more complicated. When I say Main Street, I'm talking Main Street. Go down Main Street, put some signs on some doors at night, talk to business owners, talk to advisors, explain to them that you're a business broker, see if anyone wants to retire, wants to sell their business, wants to buy a business. That's the small businesses. That's where I'd find your first deals. And then best strategies to generate quality leads for buyers and sellers. I can tell you didn't watch the IBBA Becoming a Business Broker because we talk a lot about this. There is a course by Cress Diglio that I always recommend. It's called How to Generate $100,000 your first year, something like that. And it's one of the basic courses that they have on their IBBA University. And he goes through all of the strategies. There are a definitive amount of strategies. There's probably some new ones with AI, but it's telemarketing, it's letters on doors, going to networking events, it's direct mail. Either you do it yourself or you hire someone to do it. And it is telling everybody that you know that you sell other people's businesses. That's how you find the sellers, and it takes time. And also the buyers that are coming in to inquire about those businesses, those buyer leads, oftentimes they are sellers. Buyer leads, I'll say for another video. Let's just say there's a million buyers out there. It's very easy to find buyers. It is incumbent upon you as a representative of seller to work to find buyers. And if you're in a market where there's more buy-side activity, we should talk about that separately. It's a whole other topic, but most business brokers only represent sellers. So I'd focus on that. The buyers will come when you get the good listings. All right, Bobby, number 2. I hope this was helpful. Happy to answer more questions. You know, it's a rewarding, it's a fun, it's a challenging career. But kudos to you for doing the research. And when I got into this, I did something similar. I mean, I called every business broker who would talk to me, and that's part of why I do this. And a lot of them didn't talk to me, but most of them did. Most of them said, hey, let's carve out some time and I'll share what I've learned. There's a lot of people that give back in this industry. It's very rewarding, just not easy. And as I mentioned, it takes time to do it. All right, well, till next time, mahalo.